Welcome back to my 30 Days of Podcasting Potential. I'm Deborah Northcutt of the Northcutt Agency. Today, I'm going to dive into a topic that's like launching your podcast into the stratosphere: distribution platforms. I'm talking about how to get your podcast out to the eager ears of listeners everywhere. Now, think of your distribution platforms as your launch pad. They're the platforms that catapult your episodes into the digital cosmos, making them accessible to global audiences. Get ready to share your podcasting magic. Your hosting platform is like your podcast home base. Choose a reliable and user friendly hosting provider like Anchor, Lisbon, or Podbean. These platforms store your podcast files and generate your podcast RSS feed, a must have for distribution. Podcast directories are where listeners discover new shows. Submit your podcast to popular directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Each directory has its submission process, so you want to make sure that you follow their guidelines closely. You don't want to do anything where you get kicked out or denied into those directories. Platforms like Anchor can distribute your podcast to multiple directories with a single submission. This saves you time and ensures your podcast reaches a wider audience. You want your podcast to reach and extend beyond podcasting platforms. Now, how do you do that? You want to share your episodes on social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Visual content, teaser clips, and episodes updates engage your existing audiences and attract new listeners. A podcast website is your digital headquarters. It's where listeners can learn more about your show, access show notes, and find links to your episodes. A website adds credibility and provides a central hub for your podcasting activities. So, a website is definitely important to have as you are a podcaster. You want to engage with a podcast community. Join platforms like Reddit, podcasting forums, and social media groups related to your niche. Engaging in discussions and sharing your episodes will attract dedicated listeners. Now, how do you get your podcast to shine in search results, you might ask? By optimizing SEO for discovery. Now, you should know what SEO is. It stands for search engine optimization. That's how you do it. Optimize your podcast title, episode titles, and your descriptions with relevant keywords. This helps listeners find your episodes when they search for specific topics. Now, make sure you team up with your fellow podcasters. Collaborate with other podcast hosts for cross promotion. You'll introduce your podcast to their audience and vice versa, expanding your reach. Podcast distribution platforms often provide analytics that reveal valuable insights. You can track metrics like downloads, listeners' demographics, and engagement. Analytics guide your content strategy and help you tailor your episodes to your audience's preferences. You are launching your podcast into the digital universe, spreading your passion and creativity to listeners far and wide. With distribution platforms as your launchpad, your podcast becomes accessible to a global audience. So set your podcasting rocket on a trajectory of success and watch as your episodes reach new listeners on a journey of discovery. And if you need help getting on podcast shows, schedule a call with me. Go to bit.ly/talk with Deborah. That's bit.ly/talk with Deborah. Now, in my next session, I'll talk about the art of podcast promotion and how to effectively foster audience engagement. Stay tuned for more podcasting insight and promotional strategies. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Bye for now, and thanks for joining me.